Yo, what up, guys? Maverick MMA here with the new video. Uh, just want to say before the video starts, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to the video. Alright, so today's video is about UFC 251, who I think will win. Uh, yeah. So, UFC 251, it's going to be on Fight Island, which is in Abu Dhabi. And that's actually kind of crazy itself that Dana White, the president, is doing it in a different area this time. Because I think the reason was he can't do it anymore in the U.S. because of COVID-19 and all that other stuff. So, yeah. And on UFC 251 Fight Night tomorrow, when it's going to be 3 championship belts: the featherweight class, bantamweight, and welterweight. So yeah. My first pick for I'm just doing the champion. By the way, I'm just going to talk about the championship bouts today in this video. So my thoughts for Kamaru Usman versus Jorge Masvidal. Just want to say Jorge Masvidal, great striker, a really great striker. I heard that he's been doing more wrestling in his camp recently, and to go up against Usman with the ground game, because Usman, on the other hand, is a great grappler. He loves taking it to the ground from what I've seen in his fights. And honestly, when it comes to striking, if it ends in if it just the whole fight turns up to just be standing, no ground game at all, if Masvidal keeps it standing, I think Masvidal will win the fight because of his striking, maybe by KO or split decision. Otherwise, on the other hand, if it does go to the ground, I think Usman has the higher chance. He might win by submission. But honestly, the odds are stacked here. But my thoughts on what's going to happen on that fight, I think Usman will win the fight instead of Masvidal. So that's just what I think. Yeah. But now let's move to the featherweight championship bout, which is Max Holloway versus, I can't remember the guy's name. I think it's Alex Volkanovski. Sorry guys, I'm murdering that name as it is. I think it's Alex Volkanovski. I just know it's a rematch fight between Max and him. Max is the ex featherweight champ, and Alex is the recent and still featherweight champ, right, of the weight class. And this is kind of a tough fight because when it comes to rematch fights, you don't know what's going to happen because you think that the other guy who won the last fight will win again. But, looking back at it, I've seen a couple other ones, other rematch fights like Conor McGregor versus Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz won the first fight, then Conor McGregor won the second. But honestly, with this new one, you could go both ways. It's still a fight. Both great strikers. I know Max's opponent is a great striker with his kicks. I know that he conditions his shins to the toppest of tiers, from what I know. Um, Max has good striking too. Um, honestly, I might have to go in favor of Max Holloway on this one. Hopefully, he can get back his rightful belt. I mean, I'm a big fan of him, so uh, yeah. But I think Max Holloway will win the fight. Now to the bantamweight class with Jose Aldo versus Peter Yan, and in this fight, it sucks that Henry Cejudo retired on his last fight, and he was the champion of the bantamweight class. I was a big fan of him, still am. I love watching his fights. But this one for Jose Aldo versus Peter Yan. Peter Yan, all he knows basically, he's good with his hands. You know, he has good boxing, but that's all I really see from him from his fights. That's what I've seen so far. It's just his boxing. Well, what I think is good from him. Jose Aldo, on the other hand, his leg kicks, he hasn't thrown one in a while, from what I've seen, and also from what I've heard too. He hasn't thrown any leg kicks in a while, but hopefully he might in this one. But I know Jose Aldo is a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I think. Black belt, yeah. So if it goes onto the ground, I think Jose Aldo has the upper hand on that one. And yeah, I think all these three bouts are great fights though. But for the Jose Aldo fight, I think Jose Aldo will win. He would be chopping at Peter Yan's leg and might take it to the ground. So who knows? Paige Van Zant, by the way, is fighting after a broken arm. I can't remember who her opponent's name is, but I think Paige Van Zant will win her fight. Same with Rose Namajunas. I can't remember who her opponent's name too, but I think she's gonna win the fight. Basically, you guys know who I'm favoring for: Kamaru Usman, Max Holloway, Jose Aldo, Paige Van Zant, and Rose Namajunas. Those are the fighters I'm favoring for. Write down in the comments who you think will win the bouts. And UFC 251 is happening tomorrow, which is July 11th, around 8 or 9 p.m. Otherwise, that was the video for today. Those are my thoughts for UFC 251. Maverick May out.